The opening ceremony for the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games was supposed to be the most spectacular the world had ever seen. There were 14,000 performers, there was singing, there was dancing, there was an open-air stadium, there was a forecast of rain. But not being put out, the organisers set up 26 missile launching stations around the outskirts of Beijing. As the clouds came in, they shot over 1,000 rockets at them containing silver iodide. Now, it came to the ceremony. Outside Beijing, there was quite a lot of unexpected rain. Above the stadium, clear skies. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably sitting there looking at me saying, are you seriously telling me that you can make the rain go away by shooting it? Well, you need to understand a little bit about how clouds work. So, if I want to make myself a cloud, what do I need? I need 2 ingredients. Number 1, I need air that is super saturated. What that means is there's so much water vapor in that air that it's just desperate to come out as liquid. But it can't do it on its own, it needs something else. So the second thing I need is tiny, tiny particles, dust particles, soot, salt, anything really that's in the air, stuff everywhere. Once you send that into the supersaturated air, what happens is all of that water vapor starts to condense around it. So you get thousands and thousands of these tiny drops forming. This is called nucleation. It's a little bit like if you imagine a room full of One Direction fans. They're just milling, they're hanging out. Now, if you send band members in one by one, what happens is they'll walk in through the door and suddenly you get these clumps of people forming. So clumps all over the room, you've nucleated it. This is what goes on in the cloud. So you've got these clumps of water droplets inside the clouds and they grow a little bit, more water comes towards them, they start to grow and eventually they get so heavy they fall down as rain. Now, you can also get different kinds of particles. If they're perfectly crystal shaped, what can happen is you start to form ice crystals instead of water. Now these ice crystals, not so many things start these off, but once they're going, they grow faster and they fall out sooner. Now it turns out that silver iodide is the perfect shape to make this happen. So, clouds coming in over Beijing, water clouds. If we get our missiles, we shoot the silver iodide at these clouds, what happens is that those silver iodide particles start to disperse. When they hit the clouds, they start to force ice droplets to form instead of water. Those ice droplets grow faster, they fall sooner, and the rain falls outside the city instead of above the stadium where you don't want it. Now, it's not an exact science, it doesn't work every time, but human beings have always dreamt about being able to influence the weather, being able to bring on the rains or stop the rains. And it turns out that the technology to make it have an influence on that already exists and is being put to use out there in the world today. Thank you.
Fantastic, thank you. Judges?
Yeah, I think geoengineering is such an interesting topic. Is it your area of research, or similar to, are you a meteorologist or an atmospheric physicist?
I'm an atmospheric scientist, yeah.
Okay.
So I look at aerosol particles. So I guess I was kind of looking for something that's around the area of aerosols, but it's kind of exciting that not that aerosols aren't exciting. They really are. But yeah, so I'm not working in geoengineering, but atmospheric science, yeah.
I was curious about how imprecise it is as a science. You said it wasn't precise science. So
yeah.
what if it doesn't work, what didn't go right?
If it doesn't work, what didn't go right? Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess the weather in itself is a chaotic system. It's random. There are so many little things that affect things. So you can say, if you send these crystals into the clouds, then you increase the probability that it will rain in a certain place. But you can't necessarily say it will happen, and it depends on temperatures, it depends on pressures, it depends on the chemical composition of what's going on in that cloud. So, quite often they try and do this and it doesn't work. Sometimes it does work. It's difficult to say. Was it really their influence that stopped that, or were they just lucky? It's difficult to say, but it's, obviously they've invested quite a lot in it, so they seem pretty confident.
That's why I can't let you go without asking, is this the right thing to do? Should we have silver iodide and huge amounts in the sky?
Well, indeed, yeah, it raises quite a lot of ethical issues. And I guess the ideal for this would be in countries where there's a drought. Can you shoot the sky and make it rain? And the answer is probably not, because you've just got a lot of right conditions. So that kind of reserves it for, if you've got a parade going on and you don't want it to rain, then is it ethical to do that? I mean, silver iodide, in the quantities they use, isn't particularly harmful, we think. Yeah, I mean, it raises an awful lot of questions. I guess I'd say I'm not sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.